Welcome.
Hello, thank you.
Oh, we should put you
Oh,
on the mic, right?
hello, thank you so much.
So yeah, we are playing a race to 7 10 ball, alternating the breaks. And yeah, honestly, we don't know too much about them. Like I haven't really seen both gentlemen play. I don't know about you.
I have seen Eddie a couple times play, but since I've been out of the juniors, I haven't kept up with, you know, watching a lot of the juniors, which I need to. But it's been a busy couple of years since juniors, so
Yeah,
I'm sure you can relate to that.
yeah, been there, done that.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited to see how they're playing. I mean, I know that the future of pool looks really bright with a lot of the juniors, just from what I'm seeing on social media. So I'm excited to see both of them play. I know that pool's getting huge in Saudi Arabia, so it doesn't shock me that there are some juniors here from there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually really true. I've seen quite some coaching as well. They have been hiring a bunch of people that give lessons to go to Saudi Arabia and coach all the kids. Like I get to see it all the time, so I'm quite sure within the next 5 or 10 years we will see plenty of Saudi Arabia
Yeah, I
players.
think Jeremy Jones is there right now.
Yeah,
Correct.
for example, yeah.
That's awesome.
So this is a loser round 1 match, which means the loser will have to go home. Won't be
Okay.
able to fulfill his dreams, while the winner does still have the chance to be a world junior champion. Almadan to break in the first opening rack. Well, not the best start you can get. Cue ball flies off the table. Does make a ball on the break, but
Have you seen that happening often on this table, or is this like the first time that you've seen that so far?
in the 8 ball in general we have not seen it so often. But
Okay.
yeah, we've seen the juniors. I mean, obviously they haven't broken the balls as much as
Right.
as the men's, for example. Like they have been doing it for 20 years, so probably the
absolutely.
aiming and everything is a little better.
For sure.
So yeah, a little bit more wild usually around the juniors.
So do you know, not to put you on the spot or anything, but do you know if the early 10 counts, if you call it? Or-
The 10 always comes back. Has to be the last ball.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
yeah, in that case, first chance goes to USA, and let's see what Eddie can do here. Do you see any problems at the table?
Um, honestly, I mean, it's not like the biggest problem, but you know, you have to make sure that you get on the 8 ball. You know, that 9 ball being right there can cause trouble. But with the 7 being on the other side of the table, I think that it shouldn't be a problem for him. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I actually do think the 8 could be causing quite some trouble,
Yeah.
because if you get a little bit too much angle, you might run into the 9.
Right.
And yeah, you don't know really where the 9 might be going, so definitely has to watch that 8 ball. And got decent on the 4. Of course, has the 5 ball hanging over the corner. 6 is near, so I don't foresee any problems for now, unless he takes his eye off the shot and doesn't make it.
Absolutely. Speaking from personal experience, that can happen.
Yeah, unfortunately your week has not been the greatest.
No, but it's great experience as always, and New Zealand is absolutely gorgeous. If I had the opportunity, I would move here in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I understand that. I've been really enjoying my time as well. And also the venue, the people. We've got quite some people watching too, like quite
Absolutely.
some spectators, which really gives a nice atmosphere.
I feel like we have a lot of locals coming in.
Yep.
There are a couple that I haven't seen in 7 years. They used to come over to the United States to play in the VNEA Junior Nationals, and we discovered it had been 7 years since we last spoke, and they showed up here. And hopefully this weekend we'll get to hang out, go see some of the sites New Zealand has to offer. But in the meantime, I'm excited to watch some great pool, because I think they're down to the top 16 in the women's, correct? And
Yes, I think so.
they played the first round of the men's top 16 today, yeah?
Yeah, they
okay.
just played that, so we get quarterfinals probably tomorrow, I feel, in the men's.
Okay.
Yeah, we're getting to the business end of the tournaments. Like I mentioned earlier, this is where people make the big bucks.
Yes, absolutely.
Not us, but that's where people make the big bucks.
Oh, man. Someday, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. They say we got plenty of time, so.
Absolutely.
Oh, he caught that rail first. Ooh, that's quite a mistake. And actually, he has pushed the 9 out, which makes it now easier to get from the 8 to the 9. Doesn't have to bump the balls. So ball in hand for Almadan.
So would you try to get on the 8 where you just have to go 1 rail in between the 9 and the 10, or would you try to get on the 8 to go 2 rails out and around the 10?
Yeah, I
for the
probably
9?
would like to just cross over to the other long rail
Yeah.
and then go 2 rails
2
to
rails?
the center of the
Okay.
table. Yeah, because if you go off the second rail, you're guaranteed to have something on the 9.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah, he's still fine. Now he might go 1 rail in between the 9 and the 10 because he doesn't have so much angle. You don't want to stun the ball.
Right.
I like to float the ball most of the times just around.
Oh, he
he
still
did.
had enough to go 2.
Oh, hit it great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got perfect on the 9, dead straight, small draw.
How do you feel the tables have been playing today? Do you feel like they've been playing fast, or the rails bouncy, or?
No, actually I feel the tables, or at least I also don't hear players complain. So
Yeah.
we used to have a bunch of problems with the tables.
Yeah.
And nowadays everything has been settling down really nice. The rails have been good. The only thing that was interesting is I seen some people overrun their shapes today, which doesn't make sense because usually the cloth gets slower.
Right.
And actually, I felt like
I feel
today
like they're
they've been a
getting
little bit faster. Yeah, so a
Absolutely.
little bit. So it's interesting. But besides that, no, I really didn't have. I did also not really get bad feedback either. Like of course, I walk around here and I chat with some other players, and most of them are good friends of mine too. And no, I don't really get bad feedback. So I'm glad to hear that.
Absolutely.
Also because I know how much time the table fitters have been putting in, like
Oh, right,
for
right.
these events.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't have that job, really. Yeah, so opening rack does go to Fare Almadan. I've seen him before. I just don't really know where. Like it's been a long time ago, but have seen him before. Definitely grew taller since the first time I seen him.
That is a crazy thing with these juniors is, you see them 1 year and then 2-3 years later they look like a completely different human being.
Yeah. Well, and it can go fast playing pool too. Like
Absolutely.
they can jump up quite fast. Let's see
Absolutely.
what Vonderau does on the break here.
2 ball almost went.
Yeah, quite messy layout. I feel there was quite some draw on the cue ball as well. Not that much power.
Right.
Well, what would you do here?
I'm assuming pushes
Yeah,
available.
yeah, oh yeah. They can play the push out, yeah.
I mean, with so many balls on the table, there are a lot of different options, I feel. I honestly don't know which would be the best option here, but what do you see?
Well, I might like to push to the top right corner to where the 1 doesn't go in the bottom left, so
You could
you
play
kind
it
of
safe.
force someone to play a safety. You at least get an inning to get back.
I saw him looking at that push, and it's not a bad shot, but he has an open shot for a pocket
Yeah,
here.
yeah, which nowadays I don't like to do no more.
Right,
Like in this case,
absolutely.
because some players will go for it, make the 1 and run out. Like
Absolutely.
the level has been crazy. Everybody plays so well. You cannot just give this. It's still
I
tough,
have
and
to agree.
he's going to run into the 4. So I'm not a huge fan. No, missed the 4.
It's a great shot.
Needs
Great
another
shot.
cut on the 2 ball, unless he plays it in a corner. Now the 6 doesn't go in the corner because of the 7. That's quite a problem, and the 5 is not very available.
Yeah. So you said the 10, early 10 does not. It has to be the
Ne-
last ball
It has to
pocketed.
be last ball
So
pocketed.
it counts. It just needs to be spotted.
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like he's aiming to go in the corner here. This would kind of be like a cinch shot, right? Where you just want it to float almost to the rail.
Yeah, I like how he's played that. Good stroke, positive stroke. Just want I don't really worry about the 3 and the 4. It's more like, okay, now you get to the right side of the 5, but if you're not straight, you won't be able to float to the bottom of the 6, and you don't get out.
Right.
So
Where is an ideal spot on the 4-ball for you to get on the 5?
Probably in the center of the table and then go 2 rails, but then again, coming in from that line,
Crossing the
crossing the
aim.
positional area is
Yeah.
just very tricky.
Especially like you said, people have been over rolling, right? So with speed control has to be on point, like you said, to be on the right side of the.
Well, maybe it was
5
just
ball.
them, or maybe it's just me noticing. We can
Right.
go a lot of ways there, but
Absolutely.
oh, far reach. Oh, it doesn't get on the 4. 4 might still go in the top left, and if he plays that top spin, 2 rails could go to the 5. So the only question is, can he pocket the 4 from there, or will he have to play safe?
It's hard to tell, with the 8-ball being right there, but it looks like. I would assume he's not going for it because he didn't aim up for it, but.
Well, if he won't be able to play the 4 in the corner, he was looking at banking the 4 straight down. I was thinking about banking the 4 2 rails back down table and leave the cue ball on top of the table.
Right.
But he hasn't sold the farm. He didn't leave a shot on the 4, so it's okay.
And he made the 8 in a less ideal situation,
yeah, that's for sure.
but still makeable. It goes past 9, so. What do you think he's going to do here?
Probably. Oh, did he? I had a feeling he just. I thought he called something for a second, but I thought he
think
was
he
going to
did
roll
too.
up on the 6. But
Yeah, because the referee pointed at one of the pockets, possibly asking if that's what he was going to do. But
well, didn't get the save here. Probably catch the right side if he can and go 3 rails underneath the 7. Could also shoot the 5 or the 4 off the 5 to the short rail and bring the cue ball up table.
that's what I was seeing because I didn't know if he could see the other side. But he just called the 4-ball, I think, possibly the 10-ball.
Yeah, we've missed too many balls in our lives to where we play more patient and we not so aggressive. They
Me, I don't know. I think I'm still learning, but
oh
but most. I was actually just talking in the car with one of my roommates that we are learning that sometimes our patience isn't what it used to be. Once in a while, we notice at the table we're a little bit more aggressive, but with this format, you have to be very, very patient, especially with the referee racking, because you really can't like. With a magic rack, you can practice that break and it'll be the same every time, or close to the same every time. With referee racking, it's really hard to imagine the outcome prior.
yeah,
so
and also you will have to play a safety
Correct.
most of the time after the break.
because
or
of that, yes,
yeah.
yes, because it's
And
not
it's
as
not- it's-
predictable. That's
yeah,
the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, we got it.
15 years later, I find the word, but
Yeah, which I think is not exactly a bad thing, because if it's too easy, it's also not so spectacular.
yeah,
Like, it's not so interesting to watch.
absolutely.
So-
So really, the key shot here, I think, is making sure to get on this 6-ball. Whether it be, if he doesn't draw back far enough, it might go in the side. But
Would you rather go too high? Like, I'd rather go too high and still have a shot on the 6 than
for
stroking the
sure.
ball and being low.
absolutely, absolutely. I just know sometimes you try to do something, and especially with draw, it's easy to kind of let up, because you don't want it to run the whole length of the table. But I believe that this is better than being stuck behind the 7-ball. So
Yeah.
it's a positive.
So he called the 6 in the corner. Tough shot. Might have to carry the 7. I might have liked to carry him on the 7 a little better. Hasn't left something on the 6 for Almadan. So
Definitely messed it on the pro side.
yeah, you would almost say that he's missed it well.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, which
That's a fair statement.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what would you play here?
He could then off of really either side and try to go up table behind the. But I think that's the right option because you have the 8 and the 9 to possibly hide behind like he did.
Yeah, he's got the safety there. Will be easy to hit, but not easy to get safe, I believe. Might have to go for the 6 in the corner.
Off
And
the
it-
long rail, yeah.
Yeah, and then in case you don't make it, might go back to where it is now. If you miss it thick. He's crawling quite underneath. Is the 6 gonna bounce out? I think it has. So another shot for Almadan.
Yeah. A little softer it would have. I mean, that wasn't a bad shot there because a little softer he would have been, you know, right on that rail and behind the 7 ball. But I think he hit it a little thicker than he was anticipating, right?
Yeah, well, I think he has also called a corner, so long shot to start for Almadan. And like you mentioned, they have moved the 8 ball, so they also have to play a good shot to get decent on the 8. If they get straight on the 8, everything should be fine.
Yeah. Probably coming in underneath it was what he was looking at, yeah? Or
Yeah,
do you think he's going to come in between?
He's playing it in the side, which I think you might have too much speed on the cue ball.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he did prove us wrong. He played that great. He's got a good angle on the 8, stun off the rail. Should be fine.
I think coming between the 8 and the 9 if you're going in the side is a little too risky sometimes. But if you had too much angle, right, like you were saying, then that might have been the only option because you don't want to lose the cue ball.
Yeah, so it looks like Almadan came prepared. 2 balls away from 2-0.
He looks very comfortable and calm as well.
Yeah, he doesn't really look nervous. I find Vonderau at the moment still a little bit shaky. Like he's looking for a rhythm or something.
Yep.
That's how he looks.
Absolutely.
And for Almadan, he looks to be cueing nice, smooth stroke.
I like his pace. His pace is very comfortable, not rushed.
With the alternate break, 2-game difference. You know what that means. Like it's always tough because you rely on the other guy breaking. Like you have to hope for a dry break or a missed shot or anything.
Absolutely.
Which makes things always tough.
And it's early in the match, you know. Obviously for viewer purposes and because I'm American, you know, I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but we hope for a really nice comeback and a close match. That's what we could hope for is a hill match every time, right? Good for the viewers and good for the players to get, you know, comfortable being under pressure like that, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely. So our sponsors, the title sponsor for the event is Predator, and it's a WPA sanctioned event. The Pro Billiard Series sponsors are Predator Group, Massey, Yalin, Kamui, Van Billiards Corporation, Medalla Light, Rums of Puerto Rico, Samsung TV Plus and Little Monster. Of course, also being partners of the series is the WPA, the EPBF and Billiard TV. So third rack, last time he broke, the cue ball flew off the table, so
he definitely stayed more level there, almost like a shot, you know, like a...
Yeah, he didn't really jump up that much as he did the first time.
Yeah,
maybe,
absolutely.
But then again, it was maybe early nerves, first break, you know, he might have never played in an arena like this.
Absolutely.
That's definitely one thing we didn't have when we were playing our junior years, is to where they didn't have these kind of arenas or these kind of setups. Like
absolutely.
I had to teach myself how to play in these kind of conditions when I started playing on like the pro tournaments. Which this is of course a great experience. Not the winner or the loser. Like they both get a great experience out of it.
Absolutely. The only thing that can happen here is growth from either side, win or lose. I'm trying to see if there's really any... Oh, wow.
Well, I'm not sure if he was trying to make that one.
I don't think he was from his reaction. I think he was trying to keep the one right in the side pocket so that he could use it to get down table for the 2 ball. If that's the case, then I didn't really see a problem ball. The only thing that would be difficult was getting from the 7 to the 8. Not difficult, but, a tester.
Well, maybe the 5 to the 7, depending a little bit on how you get
Yeah,
there.
absolutely. I think I see a safe coming where he's going to send the 2 ball back up to the other short rail. Oh,
Yeah, it looked to be quite frozen on the rail. I was thinking about thinning the 2 underneath the 3 and bring the cue ball up
Right.
behind the 10 because
Right.
there's so many balls on the left side.
absolutely.
But he's got the double kiss, has not left a shot on the 2, but could be playing the cue ball in between the short rail and the 3 and send the 2 ball up table.
Do you think it might be a possibility to send the 2 ball? Oh, he's calling it in the side. I was going to say to send it back behind the 9 ball and send the cue ball up table.
Well, he's
But-
playing the bank, came short, hasn't called it 2 rails, so
The option goes to Eddie, correct?
yeah, he could potentially give it back,
Yeah.
but
From the looks of it, I don't think he's
yeah,
going to.
I wouldn't guess so, no. So yeah, this 3 ball, a little bit straight, small angle.
Would you try to come in behind the 9 and the rail, 2 rails out, or would you just come 1 rail up?
I might, because I'm queuing over the 7 anyways, I might dig low, like low left and go back 2 rails.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you're jacking up anyway, so yeah,
Absolutely.
it's not gonna make it a lot tougher than it was.
Right.
So now needs a good angle on the 5.
He might try to get underneath to then drift the cue ball instead of having to use the rail because of the angle on the 4 ball, but he's gone a little too far.
Yeah, it's either going to the short side of the 7
Mm-hmm.
or yeah, he could still go 2
2
rails
rails
and
up
come
and-
to
yep.
more to the center, but then the cut is probably quite big on the 7, so I might go to the short side.
That's what he's looking at.
Also,
now.
something we forgot to mention is they are playing with a 30-second shot clock.
I was going to ask you how short the shot clock was.
Yeah,
I
so
feel like it's been affecting, Eddie a little bit more than...
Yeah. Well, also because Eddie didn't really get the shape right most of the time,
Right.
so he felt
Right.
like he had to shoot tough shots, and then
Absolutely.
you usually run out of time.
Absolutely.
Oh, how does he get on the 7?
That was a great shot.
Yeah, pretty
Great
good.
shot.
Crossover, just top spin, maybe a trace of left.
I feel like we're watching a repeat of just the last game, getting shape on the 8 ball,
Yeah,
kinda
yeah.
Similar.
Again, it's the 7 to the
Yes.
8. And how often do you see that where they
Play
run out
short
the whole
side.
rack? They run out the whole rack, and then towards the 6 or the 7,
Yeah.
they don't get there, or they make a mistake, and then the other guy has like 4 stop shots. Like it
Absolutely.
really happens so often.
Absolutely. That was a great shot, though. Great shot to get down on this 8 ball.
Yeah, it would be nice for him also to win this rack, to settle down a bit, because the most difficult racks to win for me is always the first and the last.
I would have
Like
to
it's-
agree with you.
Because the first you don't have the feeling yet, and the last you're just happy to finish.
Absolutely.
So it's like, yeah. And I'm quite sure that works for him too. Should be fine here. Straight on the 10, so this is to open his account.
I like that. Open his account. I don't know if I've heard that before.
So 2-1 it is. So what is your experience playing here in this venue and like the equipment? How have you been experiencing it?
Yeah, obviously it looks, extremely professional. Looks like a world championship, right? You walk in and it's just elegant, I feel like something I notice with a lot of these events is like less is more, right? There's a lot of space, in between tables. You don't have to fight anybody on any sides of,
Nice.
Yes, that's very very helpful. But no, it's a beautiful venue, and the people here are incredible. Very very kind, very kind. I feel like at the little coffee shop out there, they're nice. At any locals I've ran into are just absolutely pleasant. I've loved every second of being here, and I hope that they can make an arrangement to come back here, whether that's next year or, you know, a couple years in the future. I think that this is a great space to have a World Championships, you know, back again.
Yeah, I've had quite some people asking me, will it come back? Will it come back? Because they're enjoying it so much.
Absolutely. I would have to be one of those people. So he made a ball on the break, and it's a fairly open table with the 9 ball sitting in front of the pocket. That makes for a touchy situation for the 4 and the 5 ball. So, I mean, this is not easy by any means. Do you think he goes for the 1 in the side and goes up table?
I would say so. I think if you play the 1 in the side, you can run towards the 5.
I
And
would
then you
think
would
so,
get
and
the
have the 2 in the, 2 in the side.
Now we are just
but-
guessing.
Oh, he's a lot straighter on the 1 ball. He might go in the corner and drift up, you know, for the 2 on the other side. Yep.
Yeah, good shot there. Nice
From the
opening.
top view, it looked like he had more angle.
More angle, yeah.
Like where the cue ball would be drifting closer to the side pocket, so you wouldn't want to do that.
So, would you play for the combination, or would you try to get on the 4 to the corner where the 7 is?
I would try to get underneath the 4, not for the combo. Personally, that's just personal, you know. What would you do?
Well, I'm just wondering too, like, if I play the combination, the 4 most of the time runs towards a short rail, so you kind of are, yeah, you have to play shape too.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Well,
from where he got on the 3, he will never be able to get to the bottom, that's for sure.
No.
So we'll have to go for the combination, or shoot the 4 into the rail off the 9 in the corner.
I feel like the TV table is maybe, like you said, you're seeing a lot of people overroll certain shots. Do you feel as though the TV table is playing quicker than the tables outside?
Yeah, I would really not be the right one to
'Cause you
question
haven't
that
played on-
because
I
I mean
understand.
I haven't hit a ball and I haven't been
Totally
watching
understand.
it the whole day.
I haven't played on the TV table. I've played on the tables outside, but that's one of my guesses as to why they're overrolling is that it's possible that they're playing a little bit slicker or a little bit faster, right?
Well, they are newer. They don't get practice sessions on these
Oh,
TV
okay.
tables,
Well,
on
that
these
makes
2,
sense.
so they are probably a little bit faster than the other tables. But
I can't
I don't
tell.
really know if how well the other tables play. Like I
Right.
couldn't know.
Right. I don't think he has the full 4 ball from.
Well, I do like to just overcut the 4 to the short rail and bring the cue ball 2 rails to the 7.
Absolutely.
Play the patient game.
I
Ooh,
think
caught
that's
it
what he
really
was trying
thick.
to do, yeah. But
Ooh, and left the 4 over the pocket. And this is what I meant earlier. Like, he would be running out, basically solving most of it.
Yes.
And then right now, the only shot for Almadan to shoot is to get on the 5.
and then it's
And after it's,
tic-tac-toe for the
yeah,
most
yeah,
part.
most of it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anything can happen under pressure and under circumstances like this.
Yeah, if he gets straight on the 5, like he might not get to the 7, but
Right.
most of it is picking up the pieces.
Right.
Let's see, how does he get on the 5? Well, I got some bad news. Looks like he's straight.
Would you consider going in the side just to be able to drift down? But that 8 ball is.
Oh, well, it's a very tight pocket. I'd
Yeah.
rather try to cheat it just a little bit and go
just roll
forward.
up,
Yeah.
yeah. It looks like he's going
He's
in
playing
the side.
low
but
too. Wow, what a shot he's
that
played
was a
there.
great shot. He made that look a lot easier than it is.
I
for
don't
sure.
like to play that with so much draw to the
No.
side. He's hit it very crisp.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's also the beauty of junior pool is that they don't have that much fear.
No, not at all.
You see how well he hit that. What a shot.
He definitely looks very comfortable at the table right now.
Yeah, like you can see, he doesn't really fear much, and also they usually have that speedy hop, you know, like
yes. Yes.
they like to really just play fast.
Mm-hmm. Play fast, take chances, right?
Yeah,
When you're young and fearless, really.
yeah.
I
When
feel
you
like-
when you get old and start to fear stuff, you don't play fast.
It's not like it used to be, that's for sure.
Yeah, the good old days, huh?
Oh
Okay.
man.
Well, he's got, like I said, it wasn't the toughest layout for him, but he's getting good shapes too. So a little draw to get to the 10.
How have you been liking your time here in New Zealand?
Well, yeah, I'm kind of similar to you. I didn't get to do so much sightseeing because I am in the booth. But no, I'm having a good time. People are very nice here. So a very friendly atmosphere. And also I'm enjoying the fact that there's a lot of spectators because I actually think this game deserves that, like a lot of attention and a lot of people to come over instead of always have empty venues. So I really like what they've been doing, and also the Pro Billiard Series. Most of the events, or almost all the events they have done, there has always been a good crowd, and that just thrilled to be here actually.
I feel like almost every time I come into the venue, all of these seats are filled, and all the seats are filled, and you can see the line of people down the center watching those respective matches as well. It's just, like you said, it looks very full. It's a great sight to see.
Yeah, so Almadan now 3-1 up. Looks like he's quite the favorite so far in this match. I don't feel like Eddie has been...
Eddie just doesn't look very comfortable, which is understandable under this pressure. And, I feel like in the United States, it's not just for us. I'm not saying that. I'm simply saying I know how I felt when I was in junior world, and it just feels like the pressure is so immense that you can't even, fade it sometimes. But I feel like the experience will help him in future competition here at World Championships. Because the more and more you play under conditions like this and for your country and other countries, the more you can settle down each time you come, right?
Yeah. Okay, so 5th rack. Almadan to break him. Oh, he hit those sweet. Nice break, good cue ball. It's made the 4-railer on the 3. And he's got shape on the 1.
If that 6 ball goes, I see really the only ball he needs to focus on getting on is his 2 ball, really.
Oh, that 6 is tight, as you can see.
Yeah.
Very tough.
So he's going to have to focus on getting decent on the 6 ball so he doesn't have to shoot a shot like, for example, where the cue ball is now. You wouldn't want to shoot that right now. You'd want to try to get a little straighter on the 6 to be able to...
What do you think about the carom? Maybe on the 9? Like, you get close, play the carom, and play it soft, and you can get on the 6, I think.
Absolutely.
I would like that the best. I'm not such a straight shooter, so I have to make crazy shots to make up for it.
I understand. I understand completely. Well, he has landed a little bit, sharper of an angle than I think he would have liked, but he can run into this 10 ball, I think, and have the cue ball stop.
Yeah, I like drawing into the 10, because if you play topspin, even when you skim off the 10, you might not be on the 5 no more.
Absolutely. I heard I say absolutely a lot when I'm commentating.
Well,
just because it's like, yes.
I guess it works.
A more elegant way of saying yes, maybe. I don't know. But, so he ran into it. But the cue ball did move. He's fine on the 5 ball, but it didn't necessarily stop it right there. His angle might have been too sharp to be able to just stop it right there off the 10. So,
well, it definitely worked out. And
absolutely.
I think he can, on 3 rails, get really close to that carom. Like, it's funny. Like, would you go to the center of the table to play the carom, or would you be more over to the left long rail? Like, where would you like to be?
I think if you're more far over to the rail, I think you have to shoot it a little harder with like a more draw. Yeah, no. As opposed to if you're in the center, then it's more of just like a touch shot. But I'm not very good at caroms. I'm just going to be honest with you right here, right now. I feel like it's...
Well, you made a good call because he didn't get all the way to the rail, and I feel this actually has turned out great.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just enough to where the 6 doesn't have too much speed, so you don't lose the 6, but you still can make the carom.
Yeah, more of a touch shot right there.
Oh, the only thing that... No, he's got a small angle, but he did get on the rail. So definitely a key shot here to get from the 6 to the 7. Trying to get close, doesn't want to run into the 8.
He's looking at possibly going 2 rails, yeah. I think he put his hand on the long rail to see where it would go, see if it would run into the 8, but...
1 rail. I like what he's done there.
I was a lot more control.
If he played 2 rails, I think the 8 would play very big.
Yeah. I would have to agree with that.
He's looking very solid, this young man. He's not been missing many open shots. He
has a great tempo.
Yeah, leaves himself quite decent shapes. Now, of course, he's now queuing over the 10, but in general, he's been giving himself good angles.
Yeah, even queuing over the 10, I don't see there being a problem because he just has to focus on making it. It's a natural leave for the 10 ball just to come off the long rail and back out. Only thing that makes that even more tough is, you know, the queuing over the 10 ball because it is all ball foul. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so straight in 10 to make it 4-1. Slowly, I would say Vonderau is in trouble if this goes in. Oh, quite confident strike there. 4-1 it is. Fare Almadan, 4-1. Yeah, and I actually don't expect him to miss another shot. Like, he looks like really solid.
Very comfortable.
Yeah.
I think he's taken I was going to ask you about the timeout rules because now would be a good time for him to take a break, I believe.
Yeah. Like, especially he's been breaking the ball, or he has to break the balls next. So he wants to come back from the timeout, positive-minded, make a ball on the break, hopefully run out and start closing the gap. That's the ideal situation.
Absolutely.
You actually, when you make that break run, your opponent now might make a mistake because you put back the heat on, you know?
Absolutely. And taking a timeout, speaking from my dad's words that I get after every tournament because he loves me very much, I'm not one to take a break often, and I need to start doing that because even if you're feeling comfortable at the table and it's just not necessarily going your way, it's very key to take a break to slow your opponent down or and you have to try something, right? If they're on a roll and they're steamrolling, you have to try something even if you're feeling confident at the table, you know.
Well, if you look at this young man too, if you look at this match, how things are going, you would definitely say the momentum is not with Eddie.
No.
It's all the way to Fare here. And
absolutely.
Well, the only thing you can do about it is either start hooking him so bad that he starts giving ball in hands, or you put him 5 minutes in their seat, or 4 minutes and 55 seconds. It's similar, but
right.
So yeah, I actually do like, and also you don't take a timeout when you're like 4-2 down or something, like only when you really gotta go to the restroom or anything. Like the timing is important too, in my opinion.
For sure.
I think quite mature decision for him to take a timeout here.
Absolutely, because you let him get one more game. It's tough to make a turnaround with only 2 games because anything can happen, really. I mean, like you were talking about earlier, you could do all the work and miss one key shot, and then that's a game, and it could be his break next, and then he could break and run, and that could be all she wrote.
Yeah, and especially with the alternate break format, being down 4 games, for example, is really a bad spot. Like hand track, alternate break is super tough to make a comeback, and you give your opponent plenty of breaks. So yeah, it will be interesting to see. Hopefully get to see him maybe speed up a little bit, like get some rhythm going, because he looked a little bit static to me. But then again, I have no idea how this young man plays too, so it's tough to judge, of course.
It definitely felt like his tempo wasn't smooth. Like, I feel like a couple of shots he not rushed. He felt like he was smooth, but then a couple he took his time, really. And I feel like it's good to take your time, but I feel like his tempo was a little off on those shots, right? Because I think he understood how crucial those specific shots were. So yeah,
I completely agree. So Eddie is back. He should be breaking next, right? Yeah, I believe it's his break. But maybe the coach told him also, hey, go back to your seat, you know, take your time. Like, that's also a thing I like to do, especially with shot clock, because the shot clock doesn't start on the break.
Until you
So
break,
I like to take a lot of breaks just to, like, relax and settle down.
Absolutely.
Because the second you break the balls, now, you know, you're kind of being rushed. So just to where you're comfortable.
I like to come back to the table thinking it's a new match. Honestly, that's what helps me is as I kind of come back and pretend like it's a 0-0 and nothing's, just to restart, right? Because if you go in, really thinking and focusing on the fact that you're down, I feel like that hurts me more than helps me personally. But
Yeah, does grab his cue all the way to the back though on the break. Very long grip there. Usually the players like to hold it a little bit shorter. And has not made a ball on the break here. And
hasn't left anything too easy, but I foresee a safety coming. Do you?
Yeah. But where would you play safe?
Looks like he's probably going to bank the one up in between the 2 and 7 and have the cue ball come down behind that 10 ball. That's what it looks like he's looking at, but I could be wrong because he pointed, just to the left of the 10 ball on the rail, on the short rail. So I think that that's where he wants his 1 ball to go. What about you? What do you think?
I might bank the 1. Ooh, well,
I don't think that that's
not
what he was
this.
trying to do.
No, I hope he wasn't trying to do this. No, I was thinking about banking the 1 with the 4 and bring the cue ball to the short rail, hopefully
the
to get the
10,
10
yeah.
in between.
Yep.
Because that way, whatever you do, you were not going to give the 1. If you don't get the hook, it's at least
Right.
conservative.
And on that shot, you're more focused on just getting the cue ball behind the 10, because if the cue ball gets behind the 10, no matter where the 1 ball goes, you're
Yeah,
probably
so
a
it's
lock.
like a two-way. Like it's
Yeah.
either conservative or you actually hook 'em bad.
Right,
so
right.
So here, played the bump on the 2. Look how well he's played that. Maybe a turnaround here. Played a good shot on the
Absolutely.
1. Bumped the 2
That
ball
was
over.
a great shot.
Well, definitely will need some work.
I wonder if he was playing that initially to try to bump into the 8 ball and have the 2 ball in the corner, or do you think he was trying to
I think he
intentionally
was.
bump the 2?
I think he was trying to.
Intentionally both.
Yeah,
If he
go
did,
for the
that was
2.
an incredible shot.
Just because the 8 was a little bit more out, and
Yeah.
with the angle he had.
Yeah, for sure.
I would be scared also if I would play the bump on the 8. That if you don't bump the 8, you're
Right,
hooked,
right.
like instant.
Absolutely.
So now he does have quite some angle on the 3. I'm
Do you
not
think
sure.
it's possible to cinch back with low outside?
I think he. Yes, but it's super close. You might run
Super
towards
t-
the 8.
Yeah.
That's why he
Oh,
went
he
2
went 2
rails.
rails.
And I really don't mind that, but he's hit it very firm and he's hooked himself behind the 10.
That was a great shot, just a little too hard, like you said, a little too firm.
I like the line, the path he chose on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then still after, if he would have gotten on the 4, to get from the 5 to the 6 is also,
A bit tricky.
yeah.
Do you go 2 rails in behind it and send the 4 ball up table off the long rail to the short rail?
Yeah,
And
I
try to
would
keep
try.
that 1 ball right there?
I think
the
a
cue
pretty
ball?
full contact on the 4
Yeah, yeah.
would
Try to
create
keep
the distance.
that cue ball behind the 7 ball. Ideally.
He is jumping. Is he about to play a jump bank? Which I don't mind going for it. You're down 4-1. You're trying to swing the momentum around, so
Yeah, absolutely.
it's not bad. The only thing is if you don't make it, you might sell out really bad. Oh, he got close. What is he giving Almadan?
I can't tell if he can. Yeah, he can see.
Yeah, open shot on the 4 and hasn't bumped the 6,
Oh.
8, 10 out, so it got open after that jump.
Yeah, so I see him playing the 4, 5 on the side, and then 6 in that bottom corner where the 7 would go as well. And then 8 in the bottom, if we're looking at it right now, bottom right corner.
Yeah, got maybe a little bit in between. Could have, yeah, would have liked to have a little bit more angle on the 5, maybe to come off the top short rail, come out, or be straighter to just stun out straight.
Right.
But I think he's just okay with left spin into the rail out. Yeah, he was fine.
He is really feeling the speed of the table right now.
Yeah, but it's also for him the momentum is really not changing.
Yeah.
He gets patterns with 6 balls, which are
Yeah,
quite decent, and he's just doing his job to stay in line. So
absolutely.
he has the rhythm just because of that. And that's also a thing maybe for Eddie is that I probably would have liked to kick at the
Yeah.
4 ball instead of jump.
Mhm.
just because I want
Your chances
to
of
slow my
something
opponent
happening,
down.
absolutely.
Like I don't want to give him another chance like this.
I really do feel for Eddie though. Sometimes when you're just trying to find that groove, you just can't, and you just can't. It feels like the pool gods are against you, right? You're making the shots that you have, and then something happens like not getting shape, right? Oh wow.
Oh yeah, he was trying to play that smooth draw to kill the cue ball off the rail.
Right.
Very sensitive, hit it
This
thick.
is big for Eddie here to get back on the board a little bit.
I mean, 4-2, really not. There's no problem at all.
No,
but
it gets
being
you
down
back in the
5-1
game,
is
for
huge.
Sure, for sure. This is a huge game
Like
here.
2 games is nothing. Like it could be one dry break and you outrun everything. But
Absolutely.
so probably, oh, he hit that very firm.
It was a great shot, but again, this is what I was saying. It just sometimes feels like you're making the shots, right? And you feel like you're doing what's right, but you're constantly having to come with it, because it's once you get down so far, every shot is a big shot, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right.
And he's been getting big shots. Like this 8-ball is so tough. He's on the rail.
Has to hit it with some speed to get back down table.
Oh,
for a view
and
on
the shot clock. 3, 2.
What a
Wow,
shot.
he's hit that
Wow.
great. Look at this.
Wow. You can kind of see the relief on his face.
Yeah, of course. No, listen, the shot clock going on
wow.
too.
What a
He
shot.
needed a big shot there,
That
and
was
he came up with
beautiful.
one. So now,
He just needs to decide whether he wants to go in the corner or the side. I feel like sometimes you just feel like just make the ball, right? And take what the table gives you. But
yeah, I do like
getting in,
that he was trying to get to the side.
I do
don't
too.
mind that.
I do too. I think he's okay here. Gets a little touchy
Does
because
he get-
sometimes you land in no man's land. And you
Does
can't.
he get close to the corner, you think? Maybe a scratch, potential scratch? I think could be close.
If he jacks up, I think he's okay. But I don't know which direction he's going.
Yeah, he jacked
Yep.
up, okay.
Great
oh,
shot.
nice
that was
out
a
there.
great out. Huge shot for Eddie there.
So Vonderau pulls one back, 4-2 down, but definitely made something out of that timeout he took. That's the main
Absolutely.
thing, and this is going to give him confidence too, because he feels like, well, I took a little bit of time and it worked.
Mhm.
Here you see, nice draw spin on that.
His pace those last couple of balls was kind of what I've been saying like he needed to find, was that kind of rhythm. I feel like he found it in that one.
Yeah, it's not really like he's been missing balls all over the place.
No,
He's just not
no.
getting shape and
Yes.
like played a couple not so good safeties. Like just things not really going.
And he hasn't had too many opportunities because every time that happens, the game's over, right?
Yeah.
The other guy takes
Yeah, he
advantage
never
of
got
it
back
and-
to the table,
Right.
which, yeah, I mean, it's only credits to Almadan in this case.
Right. I do like, though, how Eddie's sitting at the edge of his seat, always ready for his next shot, right? I feel like body language says a lot, and it feels like he's always very in the match. I feel like when you get down a little bit, it's easy to kind of slump in your chair, right? It looks like he's very focused and looking forward to his next opportunities at the table at all times.
Well, at least shows us that he didn't give up yet,
Right.
and he's trying to hang in there and go for a turnaround. But it will be tough because this young man, well, now in the seat, Almadan is quite some shooter. He's been playing good so far.
He has been. I think that was his first match, or first miss of the match, yeah? That 7-ball?
I think so, yeah. So
So I think it looks like he's queuing up to push into this 5-ball.
he might want to push the 5 and the 3 together.
That's what I thought he was
That's
going
what
to do.
Well, and just because if you do so, you guarantee yourself a couple more innings.
Absolutely.
Like the guy can never, most of the time will not run out if you put the balls together.
Yeah. I mean, he's left a shot, but getting on this 2-ball is going to require him to go 2 rails, and for the 2 in the side, I think. It might pass the 6 in the corner, so he might be okay just going one rail, you know, towards the...
Oh, he did go very aggressive on that
He
shot.
did.
Really trying to make something happen. Missed it.
Tied
Left the
up the
shot
two
on the
ball.
1. But yeah, indeed. Left the 2 to where there is, well, there is always a combination, but I would not shoot the 2-3 combination or the 2-5.
Yeah.
And the 2
It's
doesn't
very,
go.
very
So,
aggressive.
so what do you play here? Do you consider a safety on the 1?
Yeah, I feel like you have a couple different options. I feel like he's going to go for the 1 ball and then try a safe on the 2.
Well, that might be bad news because he did not play the 1 ball in that corner. So Fare has the option to either shoot himself or give it back, and he could thin the 2 ball, put the 2 in between and get the cue ball to the other side of the 5.
Yeah.
He is looking at playing the combination.
He
Very
is.
aggressive shot. Oh, very
It's a
close.
great attempt.
Yeah.
But now he's opened up everything pretty nicely here. I mean, the 5 is still in a bit of a...
Yeah, I would say to get on this 5 is definitely key shot.
Yeah. But he has the angle on the 2 to create an angle on the 3, which then comes back down for the 4. So
yeah, just can't catch a break. Can you imagine him missing that 2 ball? Just, it's not happening for him right now. Look at what he's given. Angle to get from the 2 to the 4.
I definitely feel like he's trying to force things, right?
Yeah.
I feel like because he's uncomfortable, he's just trying to force it in there, right? And
Yeah, I feel he's stuck mentally a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you can see on him, like he's very
I
very
do
much
feel for
pushing
him.
him to hopefully show his game instead of just let it happen.
Right, right.
Oh. What did
May
he?
have sneaked out. But I don't
No,
know.
he's got the save, but I don't think that was the way he was trying to get it safe. Kick and
But
stick.
you do notice sometimes if you're feeling the flow and you're, you know, the one kind of controlling or leading the match, right? Some things happen in your favor. I feel a lot more often than if you're trailing, right? When somebody's kind of controlling the match, it feels like you're trying to do the right thing, and that was a great shot.
Yeah, hit that great.
That was a great shot.
Beautiful kick and stick from Almadan. No, from Eddie. Excuse me.
Yeah. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah,
when
yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know if I was explaining it properly, but I think
Well, you
the
shouldn't
only
ask me. You should ask people at home. You know.
right.
So jump cues out. You really played that well. This is a tricky position for Almadan. Won't be able to get it safe, I feel like. And definitely got a reward for Vonderau. So needs to step it up. I actually feel that he needs to run out here.
Yeah,
Because
this
if he
is a key
loses
shot
this
right
game,
here.
he might fall back in the old pattern.
Yes. He needs to really take advantage of that break like you were talking about. So the shot is huge, making sure that the speed is proper where you don't go 2 rails in behind that 8-10 again.
Well, doesn't want to be close to the 8-10.
Good bump. You can
Yeah.
see his body language. He's getting
Yeah,
excited.
he's like so...
He's ready.
He's pushing himself a little bit
Yes.
too. But you know, I don't mind some of that energy. The only thing is like at some point, you don't want to come across like he shows also a lot of emotion to his opponent.
Hmm.
So his opponent can look at him and go, he's struggling. You know, I like it.
Right. Gives him energy.
Gives him energy too. So,
Oh, wow.
ooh,
I was not expecting him to hit it quite like that. I mean,
Well,
it worked out.
it really has worked out because the 6 was not easy to get to.
Yeah.
Now the 6-7 are open, and he's got shape on the 5. Now, would you go back to where the 5 is, or would you get to the bottom side?
I would go back to where the 5 is. Personally, just focus on making it with top.
Well, from this
But-
angle, it looks a lot thinner. Tough shot. Oh, he did play
he
the bank.
banked it. What a
Oh,
shot. He
well,
might still have the 6. I'm
yeah,
not sure how it lined up.
I feel for him. I don't think he's got the 6. But still, it's okay. He can fight for another shot. Overcut the 6 to the
Yep.
short rail and bring the cue ball 2 rails
Backup
back to the...
table.
Yeah.
Maybe even get behind that 10,
10-8. That would
yeah.
be great. Yeah.
That would be ideal. Definitely.
But also you gotta... He might sell out the 6 if he tries to go all the way there. So you gotta find the in-between. I'd rather get the 6 safe and not have full cover.
Right, right.
Yeah, you can call... Yeah, or you bank the 6. Same shot, you bank the 6. And if you don't make it, it might creep safe. Like,
Yeah,
might
two-way
get there.
shot, for sure. It'll be interesting to see what he does. It looks like he's queuing up for...
Yeah, he went aggressive. He went all in to make the bank. He didn't
Yeah.
really take care of the 6 in case he didn't make it. Well, I have Almadan at the table, and so far he's been, I would almost call him a specialist on running out the last 5-6 balls.
Yeah,
Look at this too.
that was
Look,
great.
and he
great.
doesn't get too much angle. Gets straight, but it's okay. Could be okay if
I
he
feel
draws
like
in
if-
front of the side
I
pocket.
was just going to say,
Yeah.
like, I feel like if you're straight like this, you want to get in front of the side to give yourself more space.
I thought he was going to have a small angle, and the cue ball rolled a little bit further.
No, you're
Yeah.
golden. You're golden. He did manage to cheat the pocket and get off the rail, which is ideal. But do you see him stopping it right there? It looks like he's going to draw back like a...
Well, he looked like he
inches?
didn't want to go jacked up and draw the cue ball, so I guess he will stop it on the 8th. But I would try to get closer. This is a big swing. He could have
rushed
stopped the
that
cue
shot.
ball.
Definitely rushed that shot.
Well,
But
that's
it could have been, I don't know if the time clock was going off or if he was just getting amped. Ready
well,
to
maybe he was just trying to catch that same rhythm as he
Yep.
was in the beginning.
that confidence.
He also realizes that he's getting close.
Yep.
His opponent, you know, is slowly coming back into the match, so he's
Yep.
trying to maybe force it too.
It's such a battle.
Oh, nice cut, but found the 10, and look what he's given himself on the 9. On the rail.
Man. Gosh, I feel for Eddie. He's making the shots. He's making the tough shots, but
Yeah, it's all about the tip position though, like just a little bit of outside, a little bit of
Absolutely.
inside here and there, and then he should be fine. Just every time he finds the ball to bump. And this is a tough shot. I might not even take this on.
you would play the safe, sending the 9 ball back up to the other short rail.
Probably.
Yeah.
I just feel this is so tough. Like, and also this is what usually happens. If you now don't make it, look at what he's given.
Mm.
Like, yeah, he sold out the farm there.
Oh, you can see his walk back. I
Yeah.
think he wants that shot back.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the same thing. There's no patience at that age too. Like,
Right.
to look at the shot and go, you know, maybe I should
Right.
not shoot this. You know, it comes with experience, and they're young. I mean, that's what happens.
Absolutely.
So we will not see 4-3. We will see 5-2. Fare Almadan, 5-2. Not happy with his cueing. He's shaking his head. He's not happy. On the other side, I would say, well, you're up 5-2. Keep doing the not straight,
Right.
shaky thing, I guess,
Right.
because it's working.
Right. And I do believe it's Eddie's break. Yeah?
Yeah.
I believe it's Eddie's break. If he can manage to make a ball here and get a shape on the 1 ball, you know, he can control the table and try to get it to 5-3, right? But like you said, it is very tough with the alternate break, you know, for there to be a gap, right?
Yeah.
And with an unpredictable rack, unpredictable break. But
Yeah, you gotta hit him square. You gotta hit him firm. You gotta really give it all to
I'd
make a
love to
ball.
just see Eddie get comfortable. I feel like he's still not comfortable. It's so hard to keep your head and your focus in it when you're just not comfortable with any shot, really, you know.
Do you know if this is his first time playing? Because I don't remember I seen him before on the World Junior Championships, but
I don't believe it is his first time, but I could be mistaken. He did make a ball, and he does have a look at the one ball. I think now he should send the one ball up to the other short rail and have the cue ball in behind either the 9-7 or 2.
yeah,
know?
he could definitely roll up on the 9. Yeah, no, I like your shot. I think he likes it too. Oh, well, he needed a little bit more spin on that cue ball to get behind the 9.
And or a little softer that, you know, then the one ball stops on the rail and the cue ball's behind the 2 ball. But either one, it was kind of a, you know, either way, a little harder or a little softer.
Well, I mean, he didn't really leave much. If you look at the 7 doesn't go past the 9.
Oh, right.
Still plenty of things to work on.
Absolutely.
So you know, sometimes I feel like it might be a better move to purposely miss the ball than, like in this case, if he had made the 1, 2, and 3 and then make a mistake on the 5. I feel you didn't really put much
Right.
like into the rack.
Would you try to make it and possibly overcut for a similar shot to what?
I'm probably not gonna try and make it. I just bring the cue ball back down. You need distance. I like this. If he gets the cue ball down behind the 8. Behind the 8. Does he get it? Did he get it?
I don't know. I think he might have.
Makes a huge difference if he got
Can
it.
see
Or not.
it,
I
right.
would assume so because I can see Almadan went to get his break cue.
To try to long jump over the 3.
Yeah.
And that was a great shot by Eddie.
Oh, he got
Wow.
close. Look at how much draw he put on the cue ball.
Wow.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
I thought he was gonna 4-rail the 1 by accident.
Well, I think he's got him hooked behind the 6 ball.
Yeah, so he must have been hooked. Look at how much draw he hit that cue ball.
Wow.
And yeah, it did rehook Eddie. So the jump cue is out again.
Great shot. Oh man, Eddie is just not getting rewarded. That is a brutal roll. Brutal roll. Hey, Eddie is trying to stay in this. At least he is grinding. That is very tough to do. Keep your head in it. He is not giving up. That's for sure. I really value that about a player. A lot of times you see the people get disheartened, right? And you can see the energy and the soul kind of leave their body. And I don't see that with Eddie. Eddie's still trying.
Yeah, was wondering, could he have played the 2 and a bump on the 7 and still have shape for the 3 in the
Right.
side? Because he needs to do something on the 7 ball. Or is he going to try and get on the short side in between the 7-9 later? But not a big fan so far of the 7 ball being there.
So that's the shot that we were talking about earlier in the match where he cinched a ball into the side and, you know,
Yeah.
when he played the same exact shot but did exactly what you were nervous he could do on that initial shot. He played it flawless the first time, but this time caught that.
I just feel it's such a difficult shot and you gotta strike it so smooth.
Mhm.
When you get nervous, you most of the time will lose the timing a bit.
Fortunately for both players, that 7 ball's in kind of a funky position, so anything they do kind of right now is they're not going to probably...
Is all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like now.
Oh. He was probably trying to hit that 7 ball if possible. But he's landed funny on the 5. Made that six ball a little bit more difficult as well.
Yeah, so back to safeties, I would say. This is
He's probably
becoming...
sending the 5 ball up table, keeping the cue ball down, just like that.
Oh, was not
He did
trying
not
to
want to hit
find...
the 6 ball.
Yeah, and the worst thing is, he's also tied up the 6 and the 8. So the 6 doesn't go, the 7 doesn't go.
But he does have an angle on this 5 ball to possibly come and break out at least the 6 and 8 here. You see he's queuing to draw 2 rails, or 1 rail.
At least got to go in between. Oh, he drew too much.
What a shot if the cue ball goes up table. I don't know if I don't think he would go to try to make the 6. He might just play the 6 into the 8.
No, I would never go to play either also the bank or anything. Like you have no future on the 7.
Yeah. What would you do here?
A miss. No, probably this. I like what he's tried to play here, get the 10 in between. He didn't get the full cover, but still, there's no way you can sell out on that shot.
Do you thin the 6 here and go 2 rails off like the angle we're seeing, the right side of the 6?
Yeah.
The 8 ball scares me, being right there.
It's either that or I try to find a way to put the 6 in front of a corner pocket on the top side of the table to where someone has to do something amazing to still get out. Oh.
What a shot. What a shot. Wow. He had to have perfect speed right there. That was a great shot.
Well, he got the hook, but will be easy to hit the 6. You would expect him to hit this because it's so close to the rail. Well, he's going over the bottom long rail in this view. I would probably go over the other side.
Just to ensure a good hit?
Yeah, because in this case, like, it's not gonna matter that much if you... Yeah, if you leave a shot on the 6 because of the 7.
Right.
Like, if I really had to make something happen, yeah, I understand the shot he just chose.
Correct.
But, I mean, it worked out. He left a tough shot on the 6. Still nothing to do on the 7.
What would you do on the 7? If you were to shoot the 6 ball right now, what would you try to leave?
Well,
for
I'm
the
not
7
going to
ball?
make the 6. I won't get to the 7.
Yeah.
I just don't feel there's any value until you get like an angle somewhere where you can either get in between or you can open them up. Like, as long as you don't get that, you just wait. Like, he's going to cut the 6. And then I really don't know what to do.
Right.
Or you're going to go aggressive, shoot the 7 into the rail, make the 9. Like, yeah, not a big fan. You see, this is really not going to hurt him so much.
Right.
Because the
It
other...
still doesn't leave an
like,
angle to do anything.
I might
with the 7.
overcut the 6 and play safe on this. Can you imagine? Like, there's no value.
Yeah.
Like, just...
I'd have to agree. He might come down and around to be able to, like, bank the 7 and play, like, that 2-way bank, right? Where the cue ball goes up table and hit thick on the 7. Oh, my gosh.
Behind the back into the 7.
What a shot.
Oh, and he's made everything worse. How close did he hit that to? Wow.
Wow.
That was super close.
I
If
did
he
not
had
think
pushed
that
that
was
in front of the
possible.
9, that...
Wow. Great effort. Great effort there.
Oh, what do you play now? You just...
Tap it and try.
Oh. I'm not too sure. Does he get the cover behind the 10? I don't think he's able to make it in the corner.
Yeah.
But
I
he can
think
see
he
the full
see,
ball.
Yeah.
Like, it's like just enough safe.
Oh, man. He might be able to make it. He just might. I can't tell if he's queuing up.
Yeah, well, that's the funny thing. Like, are you going to masse, play it soft, try
Right.
and curve around, and if you don't make it, look at what you give.
Oh, gosh. He looks like he's queuing to make it.
Oh, he could
What
make it.
a
Okay.
shot.
Yeah, he hit that good.
He is taking advantage of the opportunity given to him. That was a...
Yeah, smooth.
He hit that with
He
a lot of
stayed still real
confidence.
good though. If you look at his body,
Yeah,
like
didn't move.
he struck the ball. That's where a little
Yep.
thing came in, but he didn't really come up or
Right.
he stayed down.
Right.
Oh. Well, He has pushed the 10 a little bit funny. You might have to.
Do you tap this in and shoot
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
not gonna
risk
try and do
going-
more.
Yeah.
Just gotta make sure. Most of the time we're trying to hold the cue ball.
Mhm.
This is where you miss the shot thick. So I just tell myself, you know, try to overcut the ball a little bit to hold the ball.
Wow.
He goes back and forth, but he's on the scratch. He's on the
my
scratch. The
gosh,
cue ball
no
stays or
way.
not.
Oh my gosh.
That
I
would have
think
been
he can-
disastrous.
I
That would
think
have
he can
been
still
6-2.
see it.
Yeah, I
Oh
mean,
my
it's
gosh.
it's a cut. You got a shot, but that was. Whew.
I have anxiety for him. Holy smokes. Great shot. No
Oh.
way.
Oh no.
He just cannot catch a break. Wow. 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 Wow.
Crazy
That is
rack we
brutal.
had.
I am
So
just
many.
speechless, honestly.
Just look at it.
Wow.
It's it
hit it.
straight in, perfect,
Oh,
and then the
God.
cue ball follows right into the pocket.
Man.
We're now at 6-2. Almadan leading. He's
And
on the
it's
hill. He'll be breaking too.
That is such an unfortunate roll.
Well, unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to one of these two players. For now, that is Eddie. Things are not looking too great for him.
He is trying to stay in there, though. He is really trying.
Well, ninth rack coming up. Was breaking the balls quite decent, Almadan, so could really be our final rack for today. Of course, we'll have plenty more action to come throughout this week. I believe the whole show is done is Sunday, I believe, so yeah, plenty more to see.
Are there any more matches to come for tonight?
No, that's why this is the final rack for today.
I understand.
Could be final rack of today. We'll see. But I believe there is one more round to be played after this,
Okay.
but they won't be.
Streaming that now.
No,
Okay.
we need sleep too, you know.
I understand. I sure do.
Yeah, but I'm quite sure we gave plenty of action for the pool fans all around the world.
Do you know what the lineup is for tomorrow?
Not yet, no.
No. Okay.
I usually wake up to that, so.
Okay.
But I'm quite sure it will be good, as we just reached the quarterfinals of the Yalin WPA World 8-Ball Championships. And of course we got to the last 16 in the Marseille Women World 9-Ball Championship. So we're getting to the business end, which in general I find way more entertaining, because that's where people, well, they fight very hard when they get to the end.
Absolutely.
And a lot of emotions show up, and yeah, makes it exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
So, dry break. We'll have to play a push out. Now
I
if you
would push to the short rail over here. Because
well,
if he moves this 3-ball, that opens up for the. Oh, he hit it soft. I was gonna say if he was trying to move the 2, I don't know if that would be a good idea, because it was
Well,
tied up. The 2 was tied up.
yeah,
Right? 'Cause
well, this is definitely an interesting push out, because I wouldn't risk to touch the 3-ball. I might accidentally move it.
right.
Oh, but he might have earned himself a shot there, Eddie. And he's got angle to drop in between the 2 and the 3.
This is a quite touchy rack with the 9 ball again in front of the corner pocket, blocking the 4, 5, and not the 8, but yeah, the 4 and the 5. So even if he makes this 1 and 2, the shape on the 4 from the 3 is going to be the key shot here. Because the 4 doesn't even go in the other corner pocket. He'd have to get below the 4 ball. Otherwise play for a safety off the 4. So he definitely wants angle on this 3 ball. Missed the shot but got away with it. Looks like he's going to grab his jump cue. With the draw that he had on the other jump, I wouldn't be surprised if he draws back to center table from here.
Yeah, now it's a jump cue though. Can he do the same thing with the jump cue? Let's see. Oh, he got close. Look at the draw. Actually, he does have a lot of draw on the jumps.
Wow.
Oh, it's last call for Eddie. He needs to figure it out here. Does have shape on the 2. The 4 does not go to the corner. Here you see the replay. He's very low in the cue ball. Yeah, just wondering, like, same thing. You can make the 2 and the 3 trying to get on the 4. If you don't get there, then you're basically solving the problem.
Wow. That took off that rail with a lot of spin.
Yeah, it does still have a shot on the 3, but
A little more angled than I think he would have liked.
yeah, I don't think he can get to the 4, right?
I don't think so. Unless he gets... yeah, I don't think so. He might be playing to leave the combo.
Well, he got quite
there.
close to
He did.
be able to shoot the combination. Maybe a safety if he nicks the 4 real thin on the left side and bring the cue ball behind the 9.
Right.
Could be possible.
I'm very interested to see what he does here because it looks like he might be lining up for the combo. But yeah, he's going to have to stun it because if he goes top, he's going to hit the 5 and 8.
Oh,
That was a great shot.
Where's the cue ball? Does
Great
it go
shot.
away from the 7?
It might be over the 6. Only reason I say that is his facial expression.
Yeah, he didn't look too happy actually.
No.
So he's over the 6. Tough to get to the 5. Here's a combination. He hit it great.
He is fighting with everything he's got in him, that's for sure. It is so hard to come with these shots in the situation that he's in, so he's making it look a lot easier than it really is. He's really putting all of his energy, all his remaining energy into this last rack here.
I just don't think he can get to the top side of the 5, so he has to just make it and get to the bottom side and play safe behind the 8. If he wants to go for it. Yeah.
That was a great shot.
Now he needs to play a safety. Has to.
Yeah. What would you just spin the 5 and behind the 8 and have the cue ball go up table?
Yeah, probably. I mean, even though it will be easy for the other player to hit, you just gotta take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit it very thick.
Might have got away with it. I think he got away with it.
Little flick off the 6. Got the hook.
Would you go 2 rails in behind? Or just 1 and try to tap the 5 up past the 8 and have the cue ball sit right behind that 8 ball?
I don't mind 2 rails. It depends. Like sometimes you feel like you have a good feeling of the table. Then I don't mind kicking 1 rail and try to catch the ball half and stick him behind the 8. But I'm not feeling so great. I probably will play 2 rails because of this. The 5 most likely gets to the short rail.
Very nice. Eddie is probably going to try to go 2 rails behind the 6 ball.
Yeah,
You think
bank
so?
the 5 ball down.
Yeah, have
He
the
could
cue ball
also
come
play
up.
the other way around if he can catch the right side of the 5
Leave the 5 behind the 6 and
and
send
bring the cue ball
cue
back down. Well, he took the short route and didn't get it, as he left something to go aggressive for Almadan, because if he has, these might be our last 5 balls for today. No, he didn't like it, so safe. And does he get behind the 8?
I think he left it. I think he left. But this is, you know, a touchy shot. He's got to make sure that the cue ball doesn't run too much if he goes for it, right?
Yeah, you might play the bump on the 7,
Yeah,
possibly.
yeah. Just got to make sure that it doesn't go between the 7 and the 8, right? If you're going to play that, you have to make sure that you hit it.
Wow. Yeah, he's just not feeling it.
No.
Things are just not. He doesn't have the feel today, I guess. Like we said, I don't know really how both of these gentlemen played, but they have qualified to play in this World Junior Championships. You don't qualify without a reason. So
Correct.
obviously there's something very wrong, or he's just having a very big off day.
It could definitely be nerves, as one of the, you know, first matches out here, being on the TV table. It's brutal, especially if you can't settle and get comfortable, right?
Yeah, he put a big stroke on there too, Almadan. Did get the wrong angle, so we'll have to travel.
Would
a
you
lot
draw
more.
out of this 2 rails? Yep.
Oh, look at how sweet he hit this. Yeah.
He can taste it.
So
for
it will
sure.
be Fare Almadan who advances to the next round. And Eddie Vonderau, he's out. He might have to come back next year, unfortunately for him. So this was April Larsen and myself, Tim the Reuter, for you guys. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow.
Yes.